Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for some more Age of Wonders 3 this weekend. Before we get started, a little bit of quick housekeeping. The next 2 weekends after this, I'm going to be gone. I've got a wedding coming up and some Halloween stuff with some friends. So I'm gonna have some downtime here coming up over the next couple of weeks. So because of that, I'm planning on recording more episodes today, at least one more than normal. I'm planning to do at least 3 today. I may go longer than that. Just kind of depends. Normally, after a while, the arm that I injured just kind of starts to bug me, and I need to get up and move around for a while. But I also don't know if maybe I'll be trying to do some like on random weekdays, kind of in the middle of that 2 week period, just to get a little bit of extra content out to make up for it. I'll kind of keep you guys posted in the channel community comments. But for the starters today, I'm going to say at least 3, and then maybe more after that if I'm feeling good. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Comments from a few different people. Call lightning does not affect my own units. I was talking in a battle, I think it was probably out here on the water with my leader, what I was trying to avoid hitting my own units with call lightning. It doesn't affect your own units, which is something that I either didn't know or forgot about. It may be one of those things where I've just always tried to avoid my own units and never noticed that it can't actually hit them. But thank you for pointing that out to me. From Click Accept and Impregnable, the leader in the city's border, specifically the center's 7 hexes, grants 50 happiness to that city. I didn't know that. That's a mechanic that I had actually no idea about. Now you can see because my leader is not actually in the center hexes, there is no bonus for him being there. But if I was move him into the city tile itself, or one of the 6 tiles immediately around it, I'd get another 50 happiness for that city, which is what caused the city's happiness to drop below 600 when I moved him out. So good call there, mechanic I didn't know about. From Civ 5 Addict, if the Warlord has Field Medic, let her heal some stuff. The Warlord does have Field Medic. I checked it right there, so I have injured units, specifically these snakes, well, one snake, in this army. So what I'm going to do is move out the healthy spider, and I'll move out the healthy raptor, and move in the injured snake. I've just moved in the healthy snake. Okay. I'm off to... No, wait, no, I got the right one. Yeah, I got the right one. Okay. Moved in the healthy snake. The other injured snake cannot move. Actually, it probably would have made more sense to move the warlord back, now that I think of it. Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense, but now this snake can't move, so I'm stuck there. Yeah, I should have moved the warlord back to them. But anyway, let's get that eagle rider in here too. He's pretty beat up. And I will leave Dora where she's at. She should heal fairly quickly. Actually, yeah, I'll leave Dora where she's at, leading her own army, so they're getting those electricity buffs in case the enemy attacks. But yeah, that'll help me squeeze a little more healing out of all this stuff here. The Warlord has Field Medic, and she also has Bestow Iron Heart, so she can patch stuff up fairly quickly, whereas the Sorcerer can't. Really neat items for that. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. From No Name the Third, befriend animal inflicts feral mount if used on enemy mounted units. This is something I did know, but routinely forget about because that's just not how I think. In my head, I think befriend animal is only a summon spell, but it has that, or not summon, a mind control spell effectively, but it has that extra really cool effect where you can, I could have used it with my hero on the Manicore Riders to kind of keep, when there's like only one Manicore Rider left, to kind of keep them in check, because it's something I can do, well, there may be a cooldown on how often I can do it, but, well, it doesn't, yeah, it can only be used once per battle. But it's basically a free feral mount. If there's only one Manicore Rider out there, my hero's tanky enough to handle one, so it's an option worth remembering. From Hassanul, Hassanul Islam and Blurry Intervision. I'm sorry, I get names wrong frequently. Spiders would have been good choices versus the Gluttons. This is a great point. Spiders would have been a great choice versus the Gluttons because Gluttons have low defense. So the Spiders could have webbed up the Gluttons in that last battle. It would have really probably been a better choice than bringing in some of the under units that I did. I'm talking specifically about this battle that took place in the Ziggurat, sorry, to clarify. This was 1 or 2 episodes ago. I don't remember exactly how long ago that was. But yes, good call from both of them, that spiders would have been a much better choice for that particular dungeon, just because webbing up the gluttons would have solved a lot of my problems and would have had a pretty high chance of success, especially if they let their guard down. From Impregnable, Nelnalir no longer needs Fertile Domain. This is something we can actually take care of right now before I forget. There it is. We don't need that. We are already at Metropolis status, so there's no point in keeping that active. From Impregnable, continue to work towards getting Dampening Field on the Dreadnought. I can get that at any time. The Dreadnought is a bit, I think I've been forgetting to do that, but the Dreadnought's kind of like I need 4 more points. It's a 5-point spell, and I need to get the Dreadnought somewhere where she can level up. I'm thinking sitting back here is not doing me much good. So I'm going to leave the archers back here just as like damage control in case something sneaks in. But I'm going to start moving up the Dreadnought. Actually, I'm going to move up the full group for the moment, and then on the next turn move the archers back because I don't want the Dreadnought getting picked off by something coming out of that cave entrance. So we'll move them up there for now. And then I'll move the elves back on the next turn. But that Dreadnought does need to get back down to Santa. Once she has Dampening Field, she'll actually be pretty dang useful against Santa. So I will be working on that. Also from Impregnable, maybe put Fertile Domain on the capital in the northeast city just to grow economy. That's probably worth doing for the northeastmost city. It's only a town status. The capital is only 3 turns away from being a metropolis, so I'll probably just leave that alone. Even though the growth is, well, it's still telling me 3 turns anyway. So yeah, 3 turns for metropolis, but I am going to need... I probably could use it on this city here, so I think that's a decent idea. Currently busy trying to disjunct stuff, though, so that may have to wait. I'll have to try to remember that down the line a little bit. And then finally, the item shopping list. I've got this city here is going to be the one making the items. It's got 4 more turns before I'm ready to start doing that, because I want to finish the Grand Palace first. Really want those extra casting points. So I'm going to be needing... healing, nourishing meal for pretty much every hero except for my 2 druids. But everybody else needs healing and nourishing meal. That's kind of the basics. And then also a lifesteal sword and tireless boots for my leader as soon as I can get them. Again, some of that's going to be a little bit down the line. Like I said, 4 turns before I can even start making items, but it's worth starting to think about. And that's it. That's all the feedback, so let's get right into some gameplay here. One of the first things I wanted to do was I was thinking after losing... So I was getting ready to switch production, well, for a while at least, not indefinitely, but for a while to High Elf Archers. But I have reconsidered that a little bit because of how useful those hunters were during the Mogwai fight, and also because I need more units to get out here on the water and clear that sunken city while I've got stuff here. So what I'm going to do is cancel the elf archers just for now and instead do some more hunters. I think I probably want 3 of them, and then more longbowmen. And that way, if Mogwai tries to do something, it's more of it's like mostly a geography thing because of the city being right on the water. Hunters become uniquely suited to defend it, especially if Mogwai is planning on trying to get stuff over the water. Eventually, it may even be a good idea to get some boats out here, although it's kind of hard to tell because I don't know how long the water extends or how useful they would be. But because of this being like, this lake being basically right between me and the center of the map, there's a chance that there's a decent amount of stuff that could sail across it. There's also a river here that goes down and up into this lake, meaning boats could get all the way over here, and essentially I could have most of the southern edge of my empire covered with boats and then like a narrow mountain pass, which would basically leave only this section vulnerable to invasion by the Dreadnought. Of course, that can change as the series develops because eventually I will be expanding outward, I hope, as long as I don't get killed. So it may be in the future that these waterways aren't quite as strategically important, but for now, yeah, it would be dang nice to have some boats out there. But for the time being, I'm going to just stick with the archers, I think. The elf archers being at least useful on the water. I've got domain invasion events. I think I'm aware of all these, but I'm going to click through them. Yeah, there's that guy there, but he's covered. I know the Dreadnought's invading there, and that's an old one from when the Warlord was coming at me. Nulnaleer is drawn into a metropolis, so that can be taken off. This city is affected by Dread Omen. I am aware of that. Trying to disjunct Dread Siege first over here. And that is the end of the turn. We've got a spell casting, so I think we can go ahead and throw down a quick save in case of crash, which, fingers crossed, I haven't had one in a while. Knock on wood. I don't have wood to knock on. This is my desk. I'm not sure. My desk might not actually be wood. So we'll move on to the next turn and just hope for the best, I suppose. So Mogwai is first to act, probably worth looking, but I didn't see anything coming from him. No movement on his part. I think I just kind of put him in his place on the last episode. Poor Mogwai, I feel like he wants to be relevant, but he's trying, but he's not quite there. The Dreadnought and the Sorcerer are outplaying him a bit. Okay, Dreadnought moving back a little bit. I'm assuming she'll reinforce that group. Why didn't she just move those units all the way up? Why is she just leaving her stuff split up? Because if that's how she wants to play this, I will absolutely jump on top of that. I'll have to scout the area with my eagle first to make sure I'm not walking into a trap, but that looks like they just made a mistake. Okay, back to Santa. We just want to keep an eye on these units. Oh yeah, he's dwarf, so he can run across the mountains just fine there. And then we got the Firstborn and a Forge Priest. I learned a couple episodes ago not to underestimate those Firstborns. Santa is trying to disjunct Temperate Empire, which is a little annoying. I would like that to stay up for a while longer, as it's still pushing back some blight here. Let's see. City of Westeros produce shooting grounds. Okay, so this city's pretty much on nothing but archers for the probably the rest of the game, unless I make boats at some point. And I've got my first crazy good Storm Sister here, who has, among everything else, Resurgence, Heart of the Volcano, which gives her Inflict Immolation, and +1 resistance. Yep, there's the Inflict Immolation, and we'll eventually have Inflict Stun too. Once they start leveling up, these Storm Sisters are going to be possibly the backbone of my entire army. They will be so good. And since they have Resurgence, I can just keep spamming them. It's going to be great. Not sure where I want to send... Well, actually, I know exactly where I want to send her first. She needs to go north. Yeah, I'm just going to send her straight up north. Looks like the fastest way is actually to use the road a bit. So we'll do that. And I need to figure out... Well, okay, before I attempt to disjunct, I need to do all the combat for this round. Because that can determine... The combat will determine whether I get the... Because I'm afraid to do this and potentially critical fail, and then that injures my hero, but more importantly, removes all of my casting points. And if I may need them for combat, I don't want to do that. So I think the first thing I probably want to do is go into combat with the Dreadnought here and try to knock out those two Juggernauts. I think this seems like a good opportunity to attempt to do that, except that my army is still pretty beat up, even with my Warlord's healing. I've got Harmonizing energy on the Sorcerer, though, so I can probably still make this work. I think I kind of need to go for this. I'm a little worried about the Storm Sister in particular getting killed here. I probably need to Harmonizing Energy her first, because I'll be relying on her pretty heavily to stun those tanks. And I'm going to want to do it the same to the Snake. Alright, we'll do a battle here. I'm going to try to get the Elves and the Halfling in the... Well, the Halfling would be fine there too. I want to try to balance units based on the terrain they like in this one, I think. At least the few units that have any preference. So, like, they can go there. In fact, I'll probably just send the Eagle with them and the Warlord. I think the two Snakes to be with the Sorcerer, just to give them even more... Well, no, now that I think about it, they do shock damage anyway. So why not put this snake with the Warlord? And maybe the Draconian could go... I'm going to put the Draconian there because they don't have forestry. Maybe give the Warlord another spider. That way it can do some shock damage. In fact, I'm going to give the Warlord both spiders. That way it's capable of doing some shock damage. Move the Storm Sister there. I didn't need to move her out. I had enough room. I'll put the Eagle back with the... No, I kind of want the Eagle to have shock damage on melee attacks too. Okay, Storm Sister back with the Warlord. The rest of you... move here. They can go straight across the water. And after this fight, I will have to scout ahead a little bit to determine whether I need to fall back or whether I should push forward. Let's send the Eagle Rider forward since he's going to essentially be the scout. This is a very likely victory, but I shouldn't let that make me overconfident. These tanks can do a ton of damage. And they are supported by a knight who immediately went after the Storm Sisters. Very, very rude. And I have Skin of Oil to deal with too. Okay. Not great. I don't like this start. So I'm going to be doing some summons here, just to give these machines something else to deal with. Rust Strike might actually be a good call here. It depends on whether it can reach both of them, which it cannot right now. If I can lure them into coming together a bit, it would be very handy. If both of these things target the Storm Sister, she's in a lot of trouble. I'm going to buff her defense, I think. And I'm going to do so by going here. I want to bestow Iron Heart on her, but I also don't want to leave her in the... I want to figure out a way to get the Warlord up to the front as quickly as possible, while also stopping to bestow Iron Heart on her without leaving her vulnerable to stuff. So that makes this a little bit weird, because I don't want to leave her vulnerable to that knight, unless I somehow block her in. What I could do is move the Warlord here. Move her up like this. Have the Warlord do Bestow Iron Heart. Then move her kind of more around in this direction. I'm going to leave her on defense for the moment. Have the Sorcerer cast Healing. May have someone steal that enchantment off the snake if I get a chance to. Alright. This snake could handle a hit from that. Plus the human cavalry. They should be okay. That one should be able to as well, just because it has more health to work with. I'm just going to move this snake up and put him on defense there for the moment. I'm afraid to just send this one running in because they've got that Skin of Oil. Just going to make them vulnerable to that fire damage. I want to move my Sorcerer up. She's tanky enough that she could take one hit. I really kind of want to get Mark Blood Sacrifice off on something, but I don't know if she has time. For the moment, I'm going to leave her like kind of in the back, I think. She's going to play more of a support role. I want her to be out of range. She'll be in range of one Juggernaut, but I want her to be just out of range of that horse, I think. In case it somehow tries to run all around. Okay, then I want her to use Harmonizing Energy on the Storm Sister. And I may want to go with Sphere of Protection on that Storm Sister too, just so she can run in a little more crazy and go after those tanks, the Juggernauts. For the Spider, this is a good question. If this guy flanks around, he could do a decent amount of damage to my Warlord, and I don't really like that. So I probably want to use the Spider to sort of block. The alternative is to run up and web the guy with the spider, but if both tanks and the knight turn on the spider could be in a bit of trouble. So I don't know if I want to do that either. I've got a small chance to stun the knight, but that's probably not good enough. The hunter is going to be mostly useless in this fight because they have to hang back. I'm going to try to get this spider up, and I'll put this one... Man, that knight in the middle is just a problem. I probably should have tried to root spear him. Because I can't go up and web him, because then between the knight and the tanks, I think I would lose the Dread Spider Queen. Although the Dread Spider Queen does have fear. I think what I'm going to do is make it so the knight can't get a very good devastating charge. He may be able to do a decent amount of damage to the warlord, but she's got enough protection from fire that she should be okay. So if I position the spiders like this, I think the spider would survive all that if everything shot at that spider. I'm half expecting both tanks to shoot right here, and then the knight to charge the spider. That's kind of what I think will happen, but I don't know for sure. So I'm kind of just trying to keep my options open. I want to leave this serpent. If the knight wants to go through all that to get to the serpent, then I guess that's fine, but... well... no, I'll move him back a little bit. I don't want to take chances. I will move the Eagle Rider up just to be out of range of the knight. Like, maybe down here somewhere. Right there is probably good. And just for the moment, because there's enough other stuff pressuring him, I'll move this snake all the way up. But just leave it on defense. Same thing with this snake. Could go this far. I think that's about as good of a setup as I can muster. I don't know why this... oh wait, he's just the one who started in the back. That's fine. I'm just trying to leave all my units spread out for these mortars. Now, I think most likely those tanks will take the double shot there, but I don't think the knight and the tanks could actually finish off any of those units. Hopefully I am not wrong about that. And I'm going to leave the hunter way in the back. I don't really trust... in fact, I might move him even further back. He's too glassy for this battle. Alright, let's see if they do what I thought they would do. Okay, that's exactly what I thought they would do. And that's exactly what I thought they would do. I kind of thought maybe the knight would go after the spider. But that all worked out pretty well. That's about as good of an outcome as I could have hoped for. So now we just got to make sure we capitalize on it. I want this snake to come around here and get the easy kill on that guy. And we need both of the shock serpents to get up on top of those tanks as soon as possible. Starting with this one, I think right here seems like a pretty good spot for him. If I can get an easy stun, no, not quite, but that's okay. My warlord really could use some patching up, so I'm going to cast... I'm going to move my dwarf up, because she's not really in danger now to move forward. And I'm going to cast Harmonizing Energy on the warlord. Took a pretty big beating there. Warlord should be safe to do a war cry. Use that martial arts to her advantage. Taking minimal damage while dealing a decent amount to that thing. The spider, that spider may be a little too beat up to do much. I'm going to move this one up and try to web. Unfortunately, was not successful, but even with a broadside, the spider's not really in any danger. With this spider, I think I'm going to move here and just finish off that knight. We'll take that level. Move the Storm Sister up And she's going to need to move up a little further. And try to get a stun on one of these things. We'll take the one that's got the higher chance. Perfect. And just like that, I think this battle is pretty much under control. The hunter can even move up now and get involved. Just some arcane arrows. Don't see a need to move most of these other units forward, but, well, they do have shock damage, so. Just want to try to make sure the right units get XP. Specifically, those mature serpents. Would like them to be the ones to get the kills in this fight. Now, most likely we're going to see a broadside on that one. Nope, he's just going to ramp. Why would you not broadside in this situation? Oh, they're afraid of hitting their friendly unit. Well, that actually works to my advantage. Alright, cool. I'm going to try to stun this one. And fail miserably. Fail really hard miserably. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to try to soften it up enough so that that other snake can get the kill. What about you? Could you maybe try to... There we go. I got a stun on that one. I need to get a Mark Blood Sacrifice on this one. The archer should be able to whittle it down enough to where that snake can finish it off. We'll do 6 to 8, so I need to do 14 damage minimum. That would have to be a high roll. The sorcerer could maybe make up for it, so I want to use up all of this guy's movement and then take one shot. That's 7. This will not kill it. And that guarantees this snake can kill it. Health for everyone. That feels really nice. And then this snake should be able to finish off the other one pretty easily on the next turn. May as well have the spider move up and do a web for XP. And we'll have the Storm Sister try to inflict stun. They are very determined to dispel Bestow Iron Heart. I'm really glad they weren't able to, because this was preventing the Dreadnought from casting any other spells. They even tried to do that before resurrecting their machine, unless maybe they didn't have enough mana. Seems a little strange. Okay, let's move the spider out, get the Storm Sister in there. We'll try the inflict stun, and that actually worked, so I technically have a couple turns to do heals or whatever I want to do. It depends on whether she's got enough casting points for it, but yeah, I think I would like to do that. Let's Harmonizing Energy that King Shock Serpent. They got pretty beat up. And how much does she have left? She's got 0 casting points. She used all of them. Okay, that's fine. The spider could use some healing, but I don't think anyone else can provide it, so... at this point, I think all that's left to do is just have this snake go in and take the kill. Alright, a couple more Juggernauts down. That's what I like to see. And from here, it looks like I'm pretty much in the clear to move forward as far as I can tell. I'm gonna send the eagle down further. You can't really see a whole lot further than this, but I feel pretty safe about this. I don't... If they do have anything, it's got some wetlands to cross. There's nothing in this area. The only question is maybe they snuck something into the cave, but I think I would have noticed it. It's on the edge of my borders. So, yeah, I can move in and finish them. Yep, let's do it. A little more easy experience for some of these units. Get the heck out of my land, all of you. I'm just trying to build a massive army over here. Alright, well, you shoot the spider, I heal the spider. How's that? Seems like they all want to rush this side. Let's maybe... Oh, I was really hoping on either my hit or his I would get a stun there. Maybe I can get a lucky stun on this knight. There we go, that makes things easier. And you can move up and just sort of freely web. Definitely want to do the Mark Blood Sacrifice again, so let's not forget about that. I keep forgetting to use her Sun Spear. Somebody pointed that out to me a few episodes ago, and I still keep forgetting to do it. He's stunned for a turn. This guy can move up and spit at him. I'm gonna get this snake forward to try to maybe get a kill on this guy. I'm gonna try to web this one up. Nope. No luck there. Alright, well, it's pretty much stuck where he's at, so it's on him to decide what he does. Okay. So I can still maybe choose who gets the kill on that guy. I want to turn him around without killing him. I don't think I can. I'm gonna let this snake just eat the knight there. I will let this snake take a little bit of damage. I'm gonna heal from... Oh, now he's stunned. I'm gonna heal from Mark Blood Sacrifice anyway, so... Yeah. This works. Okay. And I don't see any more Dreadnought units in the immediate area. I'm gonna... Well, they can't really move much further on this turn, so I'm gonna leave these armies pretty much here. We'll see if anything else moves up, but they're close enough to make it back to this city if I need to. The city is occupied. I should be in the process of absorbing this city. Why does it just say it's occupied? Did I actually cancel the absorb? I don't know. It's like I accidentally canceled the absorb. I don't know what's going on. Did I misclick something back there? Oh my gosh. I need that city. I'm not sure what happened up there. I'm sure you guys will fill me in the comments. Alright, well, we'll just sit on top of it for now. Disjunction is ready to cast, but I still don't think I'm quite ready for that. I'm going to try to get rid of some of this crap Santa's got running around down here. We'll bring in some spiders for this one. That Firstborn can't handle all of this. And then whoever has the most movement, I guess it's that guy with 30, because I think everybody can reach... Yeah, okay, I think this'll work. So I attack with this guy. Says closely matched. You know what? Why not bring that tiger in too? Except that Santa will nuke the tiger the moment it's in here. Although he might actually be doing me a favor. The tigers are not useful, and I don't really want to pay the upkeep on it, so... if he nukes the tiger, that's him not sending a spell at something else. So, we'll go in with a probable victory. I actually think I have quite an advantage here. But I've underestimated the firstborn before. And he stuns the hunters on the first attempt. Alright. Well, I've still got more hunters. Okay, min 5, max 8, or... Yeah, definitely going to be better off with the arcane arrows here. Let's guard the front with the spiders. Move the tiger back so Santa has to use a spell to kill it. And maybe cast a spell of my own, just because I don't want to deal with these guys. We'll see. I don't know how much damage they're actually capable of doing to anything here. Not a lot. We'll see what he does. I might want to do Holy Cure on something. At least I got that guy to bleed a bit. Alright, I think I'm going to be fine. Now is where the tiger does come in a little handy, because I can just use him to flank. Oh, he actually just straight up killed that thing. Alright, and then I just surround this guy with spiders. Use up all his action points. Maybe get a lucky web? Nope, but that's alright. Just back off with these guys. And blast him with arcane arrows. Probably? Yeah. And you pretty much have to pick a fight with one of the spiders. Great job, you picked a fight with the one that has lifesteal. I want to move these guys out to flanking positions. And that's one less Christmas army to worry about. Then what I can do is move all these guys over here. Which, this is overkill. I don't actually need this many over here, but I'll do combat to get rid of this little guy lurking around. Santa's not using any spells, which is a little odd. I wonder if he burned through all of his casting points elsewhere. Keep going after the vampire spider, and then it just heals itself on retaliation. Maybe they're scared of Fearsome on the other one. Alright, well, that's good enough for that army for now. So as of right now, I do not see anything encroaching on my borders, and I have production of units now firmly up and running, so I feel pretty good about that. I am going to need to, well... I want some more hunters so that I can clear this. And I need some time for the Storm Sisters to go out. I think I need at least a couple turns to regroup and let these units fill up, and so I can fill up some actual good offensive armies. I don't think I'm ready to go running off and attacking someone just yet with what I currently have, because it seems like at any moment all the armies could show up on my borders. The cities that I have right now are the cities that I mostly need. I just need to reinforce all the gaps in my defenses. Alright. Let's get my... I think the first order of business is probably to get my hero back here. Put this useless tiger here, I guess. Um, although he actually needs health, so maybe we'll move the Unicorn Rider there and the Tiger back here. Move my king on there, and then if I look at the city, should say something about leader being... it doesn't actually say anything about the leader being in the border. Maybe it's a hidden city happiness buff? I don't see it in there. But yeah, that's what they were saying, was that it gives like plus 50 happiness to have your leader in the domain of the city. Maybe it's hidden? I'm not really sure. That might be why I've never noticed it before, if that's the case. Unless it was taken out at some point. I don't know. You guys can let me know what's going on there. We got a bunch of items arrived. The Dreadnought is just getting stacked, apparently. Yeah, these were all going to her. Okay. Okay. That's probably all going to be on her, but I'm going to click through them just in case. Shooting grounds is done, which is excellent. Storm Sisters are in production. Santa attempted to disjunct Tempered Empire and failed. So at this point, I'm going to just do some magic. I'm going to leave my hero here for now because I am a little worried about Mogwai taking another crack at this city. So yeah, right now I think I'm just more of in a reinforce my armies phase. Disjunction is ready. I think now is an okay time to go ahead and take a crack at that. Failure, but the current spell integrity is only 61. Then I have to decide whether I want to reinforce my own spell, Tempered Empire, which I probably do. Then we can reevaluate. I could use all my mana to reinforce it, and then I could reevaluate what I want to use my mana for on the next turn. I think on the next turn I'll also have 110 casting points, because that Grand Palace will be done. So yeah, let's do that. Let's reinforce Tempered Empire. It was knocked down to 100. So I still have use for that right now. And I got a road done here, which is great. Now I believe I was going to be making a tower somewhere with this guy, but I don't remember exactly where. I think I had one there that I liked, and they raised it at some point. Where else would be a useful spot? Somewhere down south, probably. Keeping an eye on Santa, although he could just come pretty easily raise it. I don't have a way of really defending it. I felt like there was a specific spot that I wanted to put a tower or a fort, and now I'm not remembering where it was. There's a lot of land up there that I kind of am just not watching at all. Huh. Well, if any of you guys remember what I was talking about or thinking with regards to tower or fort placement, let me know. Because I've kind of lost track of my line of thought on that, I think. I do think it's probably worth getting another tower here. It seems like a good spot. So I think I will do that. That'll be my current temporary plan. Alright, at this point I'm going to leave the hunters back here. They're just going to be on perma defense, keeping on things that could potentially come out of that cave. I guess the question is, though, do I want my Dreadnought to stay here until I can reinforce their army and she can go down in the cave? Or do I want her to come down here and support these units on the overworld? I'm actually thinking I was leaving her up here because of the cave, and I was planning on going down in there eventually. She just needs some backup. And I don't really have the resources to provide it yet. I think that's why she was here. Yeah, I'm going to move her back She's gonna eventually go down into that cave. I just need to get reinforcements over there. This druid was going over to support these armies because they've got a lot of animals and stuff, which is fine. I think I like where my king is right now. Those hunters are okay where they are. Everyone's pretty much fine where they are. I am out of casting points and doing okay on mana. Doing pretty well on mana, actually. So I think we can go ahead and click to end turn. There is a wizard tower right here that might be fun to clear. I may have... Actually, I might have the firepower to do that. Depends on what's in there. Oh, hey, there's a boar rider over there. I'm gonna move my dwarf sorcerer, who I think should be safe here. Unless they want to come down with a boar rider, which if they do, that's... Actually, they can't even reach anyway. I'm gonna put the dwarf sorcerer there. I want her to take a peek at what's in there, but I want her to wait until the next turn to do it. Because if I think I could take that, I probably should while I'm down here. I might get a nice spell out of it. And I could certainly use a nice spell right now. Okay, Santa does have some more crap coming this way. I just noticed that right before clicking the next turn button. But first things first, gotta watch out for Mogwai. Still no movement from him. So then it will be on to the Dreadnought next. Be watching up in here. They have left this tower alone, which was nice of them. I hear Juggernauts moving. I can't quite tell where they are, but it sounded like you might be up here somewhere. Okay, let's check in on Santa. He moved the Eldritch Horror over with those guys, so he's got another small army forming. I think he's mad because he's apparently in the South Pole instead of the North Pole. Everything he's got seems to be coming from down south. Okay, no further movement out of him other than forming a small army down here. It's enough to prepare for, but I've got the druid on the way and more units being produced now every turn, so I'll probably be alright. The Storm Sisters, there is nowhere more important that they could possibly be than the front line versus the Dreadnought, so I'm probably going to send a few off to other armies because they're just good versus everyone. It's not only there for the Juggernaut. I do have 110 casting points now. Finished my first Grand Palace. Advanced Logistics is researched, so that made road movement much more efficient. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick a tower here. This seems like a good place for one. Okay, items. More items have arrived. These may be all for that hero. I'm going to go ahead and equip what I need to or get things kind of sorted. In fact, I could put that there. The spider is kind of like an extra mount right now. For the most part, I think the panther with pounce and athletics is potentially more useful on a druid orc that could eventually have regrowth and might be able to get tireless and turn him into a tank, kind of like my leader is. He won't have quite the range firepower my leader does, but he could do melee pretty well. My warlord leveled up. That's 5 more points, hitting level 12. I don't think there's anything in particular at level 13 that I want for a warlord. Oh wait, maybe there is. I think it was that toughness upgrade. I need to check. Warlord, level 13. No, it's just warfare. So the toughness upgrade should be available now if she doesn't already have it. She must already have it. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. It's the 5% physical resistance for all units in the army. So yeah, she's basically free to just kind of pick what she wants. I think First Strike may be a good choice for her. I think more health is a good choice for her. She's been getting shot at a lot. Actually, more resistance. I want more resistance on her. We'll give her resistance, and assuming she doesn't already have it from her weapon, First Strike. Yeah. Oh, she's got Steel Enchantment because of that spear. Cool. Yeah, First Strike. Let's do that. And we got another hunter is done. We'll leave him there for now. We're going to need a few more before I can go out onto the water and go in there. Probably should have had my leader actually look and see what's in there, but I think I'm going to make a few hunters there regardless, just because of the potential. Well, you know what? Hang on. I do want to see what's in here. There is one galleon, a wraith, and some banshees. That galleon could really hurt my hunters a lot. Crap. I don't like that galleon. I would have to really go after the galleon with spells, I think. Distract it by summoning the spirit guardians on top of it, which actually might not be bad because they would be good against the undead stuff around it too. I think I would just spam summons in that one. I do want a couple more archers before I take it, at least one more. Yeah, so we'll fall back for now. I think on either the next turn or the turn after I could take that. Okay, we know the Storm Sister's done. We took care of all the items, I think. And can select to spell the research. I'm going to get a turn off of something here because of a happiness event. But I think I'm going to instead use it to get Stone Skin. It was 347 surplus happiness. I've been waiting on Stone Skin for a while. I'll just pick it up now, I guess. Although, well, it doesn't really matter because getting Stone Skin is one turn is essentially the same as getting a turn off of something else. So I should probably look up something that more evenly divides into that 347 figure. Greater Disjunction, actually. Yeah, let's get that one. Because that cuts it in half. I get it in one turn instead of two, and I'm actually using that right now. Thorn Hedge Walls could also be potentially really handy. Because I'm defending right now. But I think Greater Disjunction is kind of what I want immediately. And since I'm researching Greater Disjunction, I'll go ahead and take this opportunity to do some other spells instead of disjuncting something. I may reinforce Temperate Empire the rest of the way. And then cast like Fertile Domain or maybe summon some more animals or something. But first let's check out that Wizard Tower because that could also require some extra spells depending on what's in here. We've got a Chthonic Guardian and an Eldritch Horror and then some Apprentices, a Baby Snake, and a Phantasm Warrior. Okay, I think I can take that. We'll bring in both the big guns. Bring in the Warlord. And probably both snakes, because they need levels. And I think this would be a good, safe place to get them. Okay. I think I want the rest of these guys to fall back to that city. That other Storm Sister is so close. Alright. That is a stacked army. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get a cool secret spell. If I'm really, really lucky, I'll get True Resurrect. That is like the holy grail of spells in this game. Alright, well, if they're not going to move, then we're going to do the old tried and true move to the side flank strategy. Forcing them to come at me in a line rather than a wall. Almost forgot my other snake over here. It doesn't work quite as well with Prismatic Spire raining fire on me every turn, but it'll be alright. My units are tanky enough to handle it. Okay, I want her to move forward just a little bit more, as well as the Warlord. Right there. Get the snakes over here. Then on the next turn I can kind of open fire. And hopefully knock out that apprentice. Oh, they're just gonna go for it. Alright, never mind. Party's starting now. Alright, to do as much damage in as little time as possible. I've got that fearsome I gotta worry about with that Eldritch Horror. That's worth respecting. So on that note, I think I might actually just summon a spirit on top of it. So I don't really have a lot of ranged fighters to shoot at it from a distance. Hunters would be awful nice here, but I don't have that luxury. So instead, I am just gonna summon an ancestral spirit on it, I think. Is there any other better option? No, I'm just gonna do this. I don't like you, so let's use up your action points. I want this snake to go here and end its turn parked right there, threatening both of those. The Phantasm Warrior is gonna be something I could zap with Holy Magic and do quite a bit of damage too. I could use the Poison Spit, a lot more damage, and at that point I think the snake can finish it off just fine. And we'll move this guy over here. And I guess with the Warlord being here, I could move up Warcry and just try to murder that Halfling Apprentice. They do risk this thing turning around and flanking my warrior a little bit. I think instead I'm going to take this angle and just threaten it and leave the ball in their court, see what they do. Good, they're using their time to deal with that one. Baby Snake does not win versus King Snake, if in case anyone was wondering. I'm gonna have to try to get rid of this Eldritch Horror now. Preferably without doing a lot of melee attacks on it. Bertie is actually uniquely suited to do this because of the strong will. She cannot be panicked. So I'm going to Warcry and use her to pick a fight with this thing, which leaves it pretty vulnerable. This snake can go here. There we go, stun that guy. Now I want to try to go down and use up this Chthonic Guardian's movement. I want this snake and the other two to gang up on him. I don't think that I can Yeah, I can't range attack that guy. And a flanking isn't guaranteed to kill it. So yeah, for now, let's focus on this one. Oh, I got a lucky stun. All right, well, let's take advantage of that as much as we can. Beautiful. All right. And this guy could level up this fight, I think. If I do this right. He's out of movement. That one's stunned. That guy's just kind of out there. Dora needs to get, while I remember, get blood sacrifice up. Okay. I need to injure that one enough to where one of the other snakes can kill it in a single hit. And I need break control in case the snake gets panicked, so I think the best solution is to let Dora take a hit. Of course, Dora could get panicked, I think. No, she's got high enough spirit protection, she won't get panicked. Let her take a hit and try to stun it or freeze it. Well, okay, let's remember we've got this. Just one attempt at a stun. Move a little further away. There we go. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is use this Shock Serpent, since it's stunned on this turn, to attack this guy. I want this Shock Serpent to go after... Let's see, he's 128. I want to make sure he evolves this fight. So the other one, I'm just going to kind of let him sit over there and shoot crap for now, because I'm not sure if I'll get enough EXP out of this Eldritch Horror for him to level up. So for the moment, let's just hold here. Alright, then I need to soften it up a little bit more, because I want to make sure I get the one hit in on him. Okay. That is enough. Okay, he did not get panicked. Everyone healed up. And he did not quite level, so he needs to go pick on that last guy. As does the snake. I just need to make sure that he hits it once more, just to level. Okay, he has gotten his level. And then any extra XP surplus can go to this snake. Should probably use Bestow Iron Heart on somebody. I guess that probably needs to go to her. And she can not really do much of anything right now. We'll have to just see what this guy does. I suspect he'll go after the snake and kill himself, probably the snake that's next to him. But that's okay. Yep. Alright, that's fine. We just got ourselves another King Shock Serpent. And Mass Bless, that's not a bad one. Ooh, a staff that gives weakening and conversion. And it's a usable item, so pretty much anyone could use it without having to worry about... Oh, that is nice. And I'm about to get 377 knowledge, which is going to finish Disjunct for me. Now, who needs a conversion item? That's a really good question. Man, that's a nice item. I think probably the sorcerer makes most sense to have that, because she's kind of acting as a support role anyway. I think probably the sorcerer. Let's drop it on the ground. We'll give it to her for now. I'm going to put that pretty close to the front of my lineup of things. In fact, I'm going to put that at the front of my lineup of things so I don't forget it's in there. Same thing with the Sun Spear. I'm going to put that like in front of all this other crap. She's got a lot of different ranged items. I could get Chaos Rift, but I can't cast it yet. She still needs to level up more. She's kind of getting there. I need another level of sorcery. Ooh, Call Beast Horde just popped up. See, I've got 120. Okay, this is perfect. I got 120 extra research. That's stone skin in one turn. Done. And then, yeah, I think I want Call Beast Horde. That's just an amazing spell. There's also Resurrect. Both of those are great choices, I think. I can see the end of my spell list, too. We're getting there. If I want to be efficient in finishing this, I would probably do Condemn Killing next. Because that could be done in one turn. And there's some 400s that could be done. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Condemn Killing next. I think I'm going to really go for All-Knowing. I think that's one that I could still get. Alright, you guys come out of there. I want the rest of these units to move back here. Because just in case that city gets hit. And let's see, we've got... No, we got more of Santa stuff coming. But I've also got more of mine coming as well, so... We're gonna move them forward. And let's see, probably want the 2 animals with the druid for sure, and maybe one of those hunters. For the moment, I'm going to put these guys on this city. Like this. Does one of those hunters have anything the other doesn't? So put the better one with the... No, these were both some of the first round of hunters that I created, so I'll put the one that needs more healing with the druid, although I don't... I think... No, I did give the druid Nourishing Meal, I think. We'll move them kind of in there like that and just kind of wait and see what Santa does. Mostly playing defense at the moment. I want 1 or 2 more elf archers before I attempt to take that sunken city. Okay, I think I like where this is all going. We've had a nice big research breakthrough there. I got a bunch of stuff done. Arcane Item Forge is 2 turns away. I think we will let that just carry on. Unless I want to hurry it. That'd be worth it. 50 gold, minus 100 happiness. I'm at 893 happiness in that city. Yeah, I think that's actually worth it. Let's get that art, because my mana's starting to pile up. I got quite a bit. I'm still not really that close to my mana cap, but yeah, let's just get those items under production on the next turn. Just get them out a turn earlier. It's only costing an extra 50 gold to hurry that production. I'm willing to do that to shave a turn off getting items out to everybody. And that is it for this turn. Let's spend those casting points. I guess I'll reinforce Tempered Empire. I still want to keep clearing out all this blight. It's pretty much gone. Well, I don't know. Yeah, on second thought, I may not really need it that much anymore. It would just sort of be nice to have this area all converted in the middle ground that's kind of in between my cities. But as far as like my cities themselves, I don't actually think they really need it. Other than if this one's borders expand out here a little bit. You know, I think we're just going to do fertile domain on this city back here instead. As, whoop, no, not that. Cancel, hang on, back off. Fertile domain, get you back here. That city could use the growth boost and it will help my economy in the long run. This city will eventually need fertile domain again, but right now its population growth is 0, so I can't do anything with it. So let's maybe summon another animal, I think. Or we could grow another forest. Actually, I would love to grow another forest because I could put it here and it would slow stuff down unless they send juggernauts in. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Not grow forest that way, though. I want to do the wild growth spell. Oh, that's going to take another turn. Well, that's okay. We can get it started. But yeah, that would be a nice spot to put it right there. Okay. City affected by fertile domain. We're ready to go to the next turn. Let's see what happens next. Okay, I heard some shuffling around over here during Mogwai's turn. But I'm not seeing anything out of him just yet. I guess next up would be the Dreadnought, so let's watch this area. One more flame tank out to the west. War Rider is falling back. Shemet has lost. I think that was a Tigran Theocrat that I threw in here. So, another computer player bites the dust on this turn, leaving us with, I think there was, what, 4 Emperor AI and 3 Scrubs. I know the Frostling Rogue got killed. The Tigran Theocrat is now down. I think the only other one that was like a low-level NPC that I put in here was I think it was an Orc Druid. Yeah, I think it was Thanos. I made Thanos and put him in here. But he wasn't one of the good players. Okay, we need to watch Santa. Okay, he's sending that army in, minus the Eldritch Horror, oddly enough. That's a decent fight for me if I'm defending. Okay. Let's throw a quick save down and see what we've got here. It seems like Santa's the only one making any noise this turn. But what else is new? He's always out there making noise. I can get help down here very quickly if I need to. It might be worth... They can't quite reach that in one turn. I feel like it might be worth building a road through here at some point. I think it would be. That gives something for that builder to do. Oh, the builder can't do anything right now. Okay, that's fine. Looks like they're very determined to still send... It's hard because this river's here. The Dreadnoughts... There's this river here, and they're coming from both the bottom and top of the river, so it's like I don't know where to send my army. I think I've got a big enough force that I could probably go on offense against the Dreadnought, especially with all these King Shock Serpents. One of which, though, I think I kind of want to get down to my leader. He's got the Reed Serpent, but the Shock, it would be handy to have one extra Serpent that does a different type of damage, because eventually this army is going to be stacked with Storm Sisters. I don't know, though. I mean, they are fighting a Dreadnought. But then again, the Green Snakes won't be as good against Mogwai, because he's going to have goblin units that resist poison, so I don't know. I think I kind of want one to go down to hang out with my leader. You know what? I'm not going to go on offense just yet. I want more Storm Sisters up in this area. Man, that advanced logistics is nice. They can move. Look at that. This one I'm thinking about sending south to just have one Storm Sister down here to help in the fight against Santa. Yeah, and I think that would be worth it. I still want 2 hunters guarding that city. I can get this Storm Sister in to protect this city. Probably going to have these units come... Well, yeah, I want them to fall back, but only to about where the tower is. I may want to connect that tower to the rest of my land by a road. For now, let's move these guys here. We'll see if they come in at me. This city still needs a lot of work and growing to do. Eventually, it's going to be making Griffin Riders, but the Dreadnought coming in and taking it over really messed everything up. Wild Growth is ready to cast. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with that. I think this would be a nice place to cast it right there, probably. Or maybe there. Let's go with... This blocks more of their direction, so we'll do that. There we go. Nice big forest just pops up out of nowhere. Items have arrived. We've got the crossbow, which I already knew was coming, and the shield, which is already equipped. I remember doing that. I got Master Smith, be the first to construct an arcane item forge. That's great. Let's move back here and see what kind of items we're working with. We got Sandals of the Forefathers. It's pretty good foot item. But I don't know if it's any better. I guess my druid that would be pretty good on him. He's already got fire protection covered though. I like the slacks of sorcery on her. You know, I actually think I like this item on the Dreadnought better than what the Dreadnought has. Because that puts fire protection up to... Let's see, 40, 40, and I got Strong Will. Well, Strong Will's sort of wasted on her. Because she's got 100%. I don't know if I'm going to be able to perfectly manage it. But I think that I actually don't think it really matters much. I'll just throw them here for now, but I don't think it really matters a whole lot where those go. I think pretty much everyone has pretty good leg gear already. Let's get some arcane item forging going. Alright, I know we need 3 healing potions. That's Dreadnought Warlord Sorcerer. So... yeah, let's do... Healing... Potion of Healing, and that takes all 5. Forge that. And I'm actually... Wow, that's going to be done in 1 turn. This is great. This city's got so much production. It's going to pump out items real fast. Healing, and once again, we'll just go back so that I know at a glance what it is. And 1 more. I'm taking care of all the healing items first and foremost. And then we want nourishing meal. So that's... There it is. Where's the one that's like the food item? I think I should have gone right, not left. There it is. I know that looks like breakfast, but I'm gonna say, yeah. This is just pizza now. We'll call it a breakfast. We'll call it breakfast pizza. There we go. We got breakfast pizza. We're gonna make 3 breakfast pizzas for everybody. There it is. Breakfast pizzas are good. Now, dang it, now I want a breakfast pizza. And I bet you all do too. You're welcome. And one more. That takes care of all of the healing items for everyone. That's a lot of items, and they're all getting done in 1 turn each, which is wonderful. Alright, so we're just going to leave that army camped on that city, and they'll just ship those items out to everyone as they come in. The nice thing is that none of my heroes are really that far away. A lot of the times in my games, by the time I'm making items, my heroes are like way across the map. But in this game, because I've had to play defense so much, they're still all pretty much right around where I am. Another good place for a tower would be out here, I just realized. But yeah, so I should be able to get those healings items shipped out to everyone pretty quickly. After that, I'm going to make probably a lifesteal sword and tireless boots for both druids. I think I want those. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. I'm going to quick save it so that if there's a crash or something, I don't have to remake all those items. Unfortunately, the Tigran Theocrat has been defeated, which comes as no surprise. I just wonder who he was absorbed by. Condemned killing is done, and now I've just inched above 400, which adds a lot more spells that I can get in 1 turn. Revitalize can sometimes come in extremely handy. I'm going to grab that. Okay, I got another hunter here. Do I think 3 hunters the king and that snake could handle? Probably not. I'm gonna... Man, now I do wish I had I sent a snake down to him. But that's okay. Maybe I can just summon another one. I've got mana that I can use on this turn. Although I kind of wanted to use Greater Disjunction, I think. Which... Oh, I think it... Wait, where is that in my list of spell options? Where's any disjunction for that? Am I losing my mind, or is it not in here? Or where is it supposed to be? I mean, Empire upgrades... Oh, wait, hang on. I'm being dumb. You have to actually go to the spell and click on it. There we go. Man, he is really reinforcing that Dread Siege. You know what? No, I want another animal. And hopefully, ideally, another Shock Serpent. Let's summon our Gargantuan animal. I'll just deal with this for now. But it is gonna make that battle harder. And this is only a chance. No, let's... dang it. If this was a guaranteed summon a snake, I would go for this. But it's not. And because of that, I think I am just going to stick with trying to work on disjuncting. At least I have greater disjunction now, so my odds are better. Still not great, but better. Oh, holy crap, it worked. Well, that was nice. I wasn't actually expecting that to work. Sweet. It's gone. I'm going to wait one more turn, get one more hunter, and then I think we'll attack that that water structure. Okay, and then I guess we'll leave all the shock snakes up here and just focus the dreadnought. I think the dreadnought's got a lot more crap than I've seen yet, so I think it's okay to be a little over prepared on that front. Mostly, pretty much on this turn, people are mostly just need to stay where they are. There's not much else to do. I think I do want a little road going to that tower, and that's about it. I wouldn't actually mind having a fort out here kind of in the middle of everything, but I don't need it right now. I think the line of sight with the tower is enough. Okay, you guys stay where you're at. Storm Sisters are done. This city just grew into metropolis, which means, well, I could take Fertile Domain off, except I never put it on. Oh yeah, that was my capital. Okay, and it's still working on producing mana every turn. We'll let it keep going with that, because, well, actually, let's go ahead and grab an observatory there. We've got enough mana right now. Even going into the item production phase, I think I'll still have more than enough. And I would like an observatory, and maybe start working towards a grand palace here too. It's 98. Yeah, I'm not going to get enough production to do a lot in this city very quickly. But if I build... I don't know, though. The observatory is only going to stunt the growth of this city more, because it'll grow my capital's borders. No, we'll stick with generate mana. I think generate mana is the right call, because if I grow the borders, this city is going to get a bigger penalty to its growth from like constrained borders. Right now, it doesn't have one, but they would be constrained. So, and I don't really want to slow down this city's growth, because it's just contributing to the overall economy. Okay. I think that is good for this turn. I guess I need to decide what I want to cast going into the next turn. Maybe I could work on getting rid of this. Alright, we'll just have that set up, that I can work on getting rid of that. And I will quick save it, and this is going to be the end of this episode, guys. So, like I said, there's going to be at least 2 more coming in this set of episodes. I might possibly do more. Right now I'm still feeling pretty good, but I've still got 2.5 hours of recording to go before I reach the end of the 3rd episode. But there will be more to come in this set, so thank you all very much for watching. If you have comments and feedback, feel free to leave them if you'd like, but I won't, bear in mind, I won't be seeing or reading anything between this and the next until I'm done with this set of episodes. So, but yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I will see you all again very soon. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Sarah Feingold, and Tarsak. Thanks so much, everybody.